Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this tutorial we are talking about human anatomy. Anatomy is the most difficult part of representation and it takes a long time to have good results. My first advice is to have always a manual at hand. Obviously there are a lot of online courses. Personally I studied on Scott Eaton online course. In this tutorial I'll try to model an arm and I start by bones. First I choose a good reference image and then I started with humerus. The humerus is a long bone with two extremities. The upper part is called the head of the humerus. In the lower part there are the medial and lateral epicondyle. The forearm consists of radio and ulna. The ulna is a long bone with three sides. The radio is a long cylindrical bone. After defining a basic mesh, I increased polygon and changed into the sculpt mode. The multi-resolution modifier is useful in Blender. It allows to increase or decrease the detail of the mesh with Catmull-Clark subdivisions. Ulna and radio allow different movements such as the pronation and the supination movement. The scapula has a triangular shape. With humerus and clavicle it forms the shoulder system. It has two sides, frontal and back. Above the shoulder blade are inserted different muscles, like the teres major, trapezius, deltoid, rhomboid, triceps. The clavicle has an S shape. It has a flattened shape. One extremity is articulated with the acropion process of the scapula. The pectoral muscles are inserted on the clavicle. After modeling bone, we start with muscles. Myology studies the muscular system, and long muscles are in the arm. The color of the fleshy part of the muscle are in red. Instead, tendons and aponeurosis are in white. For the muscle, I started modeling from a cube, and then I applied a skin modifier. After defining a basic mesh, I increased polygon and changed into the sculpt mode. A good tool in Blender in sculpt mode is the dynamic topology. It allows to increase the geometry in a target area. In this way, I can have parts with greater detail and other parts with less geometry. On the scapula there are different muscles, like supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor, teres major. Deltoid has a triangular shape. It starts on the edge of the acromion and ends with a white tendon that fits into the humerus. The biceps has two hands. It has a long shape. The muscle triceps, as the name says, is composed by three parts: long, lateral and medial. The three parts converge in a large white tendon that fits on the ulna. In the lower arm there are 20 muscles. They can be divided into two groups: extensors and flexors. In this chapter I'm not following a good modeling topology. Okay, after modeling all the muscles of the arm and forearm, I try to color them. First I made an unwrap of the model, then I create a new texture and I paint the various sculpted muscles. Forearm muscles are more complex because all the muscles have tendons that fit into hands. The important thing in the anatomy of the arm is to understand the flow of the various muscles and how they deform depending on the movement of the arm. In this table, I described all the various sculpted muscles. Even in the design of the arm, as in other type of drawing, my advice is to always start with very simple shapes, and once the right pose has been defined, increase the detail. At the end, I can say that studying human anatomy is quite difficult. In fact, it may appear too theoretical and not so much practical. But my suggestion is to study, and practice a lot. Okay guys, I'll wait you on next tutorial. My name is Luca Di Cecca and here you can subscribe on my channel.